you have to have a burning desire to be wealthy. You can't just be a entrepreneur. You can't just hope for it. You can't just pray for it. Like, you gotta have that, like, get rich or die trying. Like, for real. Like, I am gonna be rich. I am gonna be wealthy.
How do you develop that though?
Me personally, I live off of just different philosophies. And me personally, is like, there's a fear that makes me stop and there's a fear that makes me go.
There's a fear that makes you stop
and a fear that makes you go.
Okay.
So the fear that makes me go is knowing that this can go away. Like, I mean, let's take the crypto, for example, right? I looked at my account yesterday, and it's I believe if you can't afford to lose, then don't invest it. Yeah, sure. Unless you invest in it yourself, you're never losing, right?
Keep it low, because you know, everybody don't know. You know.
But no, my crypto account, my Coinbase account.
Okay, I got you.
You feel me?
I thought you saw. Okay.
Yeah, got you. And it was down over $70,000. So what about the people that really took their last? And like, I started yesterday, just like, I don't look at it, and I'm like, oh wow, $70,000. What if that was all I had for a business and my job? I remember when my crypto account was like over $250,000. And then yesterday I was like, oh crap, this is crazy.
Jeez.
But it was like, that's the fear that's like, okay, it's go time, because you thought it was going to be this. But the beautiful thing is, I know it's going to grow. Then, like, for example, my other businesses, and I never told nobody this, but exclusive behind the scenes. I believe in having leverage too, right? So I am the top income earner in my company, right? But, and I'm happy. I love my multi-level marketing company. But I also know, like, if you go acting crazy or something, I got me a couple of other businesses that I could fall back on. I got my own skincare. I can just take my energy and put it over here. I got a CBD company. I can take my energy and put it over here. Once you find success in one thing, you're supposed to evolve and do other things. And so
I look at that and say, oh, well, Stormy make multiple streams of income. I'm going to go out and do multiple streams of income. But we got to qualify that, right? Because you did the same thing for a decade. Am I right?
Over a decade. And that is one of the things that I actually I kind of like wanted to forgive myself for, because I see people trying to be me so bad. They try to do what I do so bad, too quick, too fast. And I be like, no, go back 13 years ago. Don't do me now. Go back to what I did in the beginning. So, in all fairness, for real, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. No. Follow one course until successful. Write this down. Focus. Follow one course until successful. When your energy is not focused in one area, you cannot be successful in all areas. It doesn't work that way. And even when I look at my multiple businesses, they all could even be doing better. But it's me trying to separate my time and work on 6 things. When I was focused on one, I made even more in that one than these put together.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Sure. So people think multiple streams of income mean multi-millionaire. No, I mean, you might be tired, stressed out, overworked, and underpaid. So focus. And I truly believe that where focus goes, energy flows. And so you can't be all everywhere, even in your family life, your personal life. Like, you have to find a focus and decide to sit in that focus of that thing until the desired result is accomplished.
Is there some sort of formula we can follow to say, okay, I'm going to lock in on this one thing for X amount of time, or reach some sort of success that we can define, and then it's time to split focus?
So here's what I would say, and the gurus will give you this philosophical answer. And I'm going to say, find your peak performance, perform your peak performance. But if it goes back to biblical, the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply. If you're making 5,000, but you have not multiplied somebody else making 5,000 like you, you can't go nowhere. Until you have helped somebody match your income, stay right there.
Yeah. Got you.
And then what's going to end up happening is that when you multiply what you've accomplished in somebody else, or at least half of that in somebody else, if you're making 5,000 a month, have you helped somebody else make 5,000 a month? If not, you really ain't successful. You just temporarily winning.
I like that. Okay, we clap it up. You
know what I mean? So that's how I keep myself grounded. Like, okay, Stormy, who did you help? Like, my goal is 1,000 families, and people be like, I think you had 1 billion families now. I get what they're saying, but in my mind, I know I could get comfortable. Like, I have enough money. I make enough money right now that I could retire. I could chill and not do nothing. And I could still travel. I could still eat. I could still fly first class. I could still buy jewelry and clothes. And I'm not saying retire and be poor. I could retire and live an amazing life. But how boring is that? You know what I'm talking about.
100%.
You know,
100%.
you look back at your old self, you're like, how many people look like how I used to look and live like how I used to live that just need to hear from me so they can see and learn my way of doing it. Because no matter what anybody may think about you, David, or even me, we have had mentors and coaches along the way, right? But you still did it in this certain type of way.
For
so
sure.
now it's like, ooh, I got a way. Let me teach them the way.
Yeah.
Used to work at Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
You know? If you make 10 grand a month and you ain't help nobody make 10 grand a month, you ain't multiplying. What happened to that? You so biblical, you so God. Where your multiplication? You forgot about that part?
Right.
You wouldn't have 5 kids, you think that's what he was talking about? So I just have this thing where I want to help people. And my whole mission of 1,000 families is to help 1,000 people become millionaires every year though. I haven't done it yet. And I'm probably gonna be old by the time I do it. And when I say I don't count, if I help you make $1 million and you help your homeboy make $1 million and you help your sister make $1 million, I don't count that person on purpose. I want to stay stretching myself. Like for me to create,
helping somebody.
I want to help 1,000 people become millionaires every year. 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm about to retire. I was so frustrated. And I was like, man, I'm about to retire. And it really was quit though. But I ain't want to use the word quit because that's for suckers. But I really felt like I wanted to quit. But I found a fancy word to make myself accepted. And I'm like, nah, I was about to retire. But I'm like, no, Stormy, unless you have helped 1,000 people become millionaires, you cannot quit or retire, fancy name.
So is that the driving force that keeps you going?
It is. I've been saying it for so long, like I messed myself up. I use some of my own strategies for real, and I live by it. And it's like, it's in my DNA. Like, I can't stop. So I'd be like, why are you in this class? Why are you spending this money? Why are you investing in this? Why are you doing this? Why are you still working? Go to sleep. I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I went to bed at 2:30 this morning. I had to be to the airport at 4 to be here.
Right.
I'm on 2 hours of sleep. And I'm like, look what I did. I kept saying, sleep is for suckers. Now I ain't going to sleep. I'm auto-suggesting, reprogramming myself, and I ain't been asleep for real in a minute.
Do you think there's a downside to this mindset?
Yeah, of course. I mean, somebody asked earlier, like the balance part. I don't spend time with my family like I should. I don't spend time with me like I should. I'm always giving myself away to somebody else. But it's like, it's my happy space. And then it's like when I want to spend time with my kids, they want to be on the phone and on a game. So I'm like, well, what are we doing then?
Right.
I might well go do what I want to do since you're going to be on your phone and on the game. So it is a big downside, you know. The time. Yeah. It's hard to have, you know, certain kind of relationships. Your man want to do certain things and you be like, I want to do this.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, either we going to get on the same page or I'm going to be turning you off because you're going to be like, what's wrong with you, crazy lady? Because it could come across like a crazy person.
Yeah. You're so far away from where some people are right now. They say, I can never be there. But I got to go back to the Stormy when it all first started. Where do we get this ambition from? As far back as you can remember, where'd you get your ambition from?
You know, I have to say, my first coach, example, role model, inspiration was my mom. So my mom was a real big drug dealer. Like,
really?
She was the girl. Yes.
Your mom was a drug dealer?
My mother. She was the drug dealer and my dad was working underneath her.
What? Really?
Yeah, my mom was a big old boss. Yeah, for real. So like all the things people see for me is like I took her hustle, her illegal lifestyle, and I took it and I recreated it in a legal way. Yeah. So I learned a lot. I remember being as young as like 10 years old. My mom used to traffic her own drugs, and I used to watch her pack it.
Really?
Yeah, like I remember being a kid, like seriously.
So rest
in power, Mom. I'm not talking bad about you, Mom. I'm talking good about you, all right?
Sure.
So yeah, my mom was a boss and she handled her own business. My mom, I remember being like 9 years old and I never told nobody this. So this is really exclusive. Hey, this is exclusive interview. I never talked about this ever. I remember being 9 years old and my mom used to my mom used to go in disguise trafficking drugs. And her disguise was that she was a beautician. So she'll go get this big beauty bag and she'll buy the big old perms. Don't do this at home, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go to jail. And
This is not the how-to traffic drugs workshop right now.
You understand? But this is what I remember. So remember, I'm not, imagine being 9 years old. And so I'm watching her wrap her drugs and saran wrap and put it in the perm so that you can't smell it. And I used to be like, oh my God, my mama going to jail. But I used to say this as a kid. She didn't know I was watching, but I saw everything. And so every time she'd go and come back with more money, I used to be like, this is a pretty good career. She gets to travel. She never get caught. So I remember being young thinking, I may do this one day. For real. And then my mom ended up going to jail a lot. So as she would go to jail a lot, I would be like, okay, this is the part I don't like. Because she leaving her kids. She would leave us with friends that she thought was going to take care of us. Like, I remember being beaten with water hose. You know, to this day, I don't like the smell of beets. I don't like beets because I used to be living with one of my mom's friends while she was in prison. And the lady would abuse us and abuse me and my brother. Yeah, it was a lot. And so that's the part I didn't like. And then I ended up in foster care. Many people don't know, I lived in foster care for like 2 years.
Wow.
And then my older brother came and got me. I was about 7, from about 7 to like 9-ish. So, you know, I remember a lot. I chose not to like relive these things, but like talking about it with you is exciting to me. Like, wow, girl, you came from all of that. So, you know, watching my mom sell drugs, watching my mom go in and out of prison. My whole family sold drugs. My brother sold drugs. My family was into drugs. My uncle sold. That's what I grew up in. And I remember one day looking at my mom saying, I'm so inspired by you. And she was so excited. And I'm like, to not be like you. And I'll never forget that day. She wanted to beat my that day. I probably did in that day.
Okay. Try to give me the edited version a little bit. We'll edit it. But so you looked at your mom and said, you inspire me to not want to be like you.
Yes, I remember that.
Do you think it was easier or harder back then?
For me?
Yeah. Well, period. Just the
so
industry.
It's hard to answer that question because I make more money now than I did back then.
For sure.
So it depends on what you're using to measure it up against. I think more people now are open to it, but I also think more people got in and failed. So if I get in network marketing and I just joined a week ago, and then you my boy and you got in and you never did nothing and you quit, and I asked you, hey, I just joined this company, what you think about it? I am not prepared for you to talk bad because I'm thinking that you're going to be excited for me, not knowing that you joined a company and didn't do nothing. So I feel like people join and then they go out into the world, and the world who have their opinion, who never really worked it, instead of them saying, hey, I didn't really do anything, it didn't work for me, or I quit the first day like most people do, they discourage new people. I just think that too many monsters are eating up the people that sign up. As soon as they sign up, they go talk to their family and their cousin, you know, Murphy's Committee, you feel me? And then now they get eaten up by people who never really gave it a chance. So I started in network marketing almost 14 years ago. And I learned a long time ago that it's not just about how you become successful, it's about helping other people to achieve success. So my first year in network marketing, I made like 1.4 million as an amateur.
First year?
My first year
out the gate. Before that? Before your first year?
I used to, I was doing customer service, making $13 an hour.
What?
Customer service. So I left customer service making $13 an hour. My boss, I made $1 million for my company Collections right here in Marietta. I bought $1 million in closed accounts in 7 months. My boss tells me he's going to give me a raise. The raise was 25 cents. After me bringing them $1 million, I found out that day that was the biggest raise they had given out in like 13 years.
25 cents.
25 cents was the biggest raise they had given out in 13 years. And they wanted me to be excited about it. That day forward, I just was praying to God to send me an opportunity. I didn't used to believe in multi-level marketing. I thought it was a pyramid, a scam, because I tried some things and it didn't work. So I almost didn't get in. But the company that really enticed me was a company that had products that I knew people could use.
What was the product? What was the company?
Body Magic.
Body Magic. The waist trainer joint.
Yeah. So I started the whole waist trainer joint.
I believe that.
For real. 13 years ago. So the girls who, manufacture, I started that though.
Wow.
I'm just saying. For real. So that's how I started. I made 1.5 in 14 months. And I helped like 10 people become millionaires over there. And so back then I used to say I would help 50 families make 6 figures a year. And everything was I. And I didn't understand the difference between I leadership and we leadership.
What is it?
So I leadership is when everything is about you.
Yeah.
Everything I do for me. very selfish, very about me. But we leadership is when I see you, I believe in you, and then I do things for us. And it's about how can we work together as a team? How can we get better as a team? No man left behind. I want to help you elevate. The more you elevate, the more we elevate. So I went from I to we will help 1,000 families make 6 figures.
Sure.
If you serve the most, you show up the most, you help build a culture, and you really it's not even about really the money, it's about how you serve, you can earn a necklace. I told you because some way, somehow, your story help us to pivot or help to create a shift. Because it's the stories that this industry is based upon. I don't care how great a product is. It's about the story behind the product or the team or the company. Yeah. And so your story, number 2, you start to serve. You know, I was taught by one of my mentors, you know, when you build the team, you make money. When you build the company, you create wealth. So I always looked at the company like it was my company. I never looked at it like the owner's company. It's like, in my mind, this is my company. So everything that I did was for we, not for me. That's so close to me. Do you want to be my broke friend or my rich student? Which one do you want to be?
You want to be my broke friend or my rich student?
It's our fault as mentors, as coaches, as the captains, the visionaries, the leaders, to pay attention to what we're doing to these people.
Yeah, because they're interesting.
And then sometimes you got to tell them, you know, I believe in you so much. I see things happening that's not good for us. It's not good for you. And remind them, how much money you want to make again this year? Well, I'm about to change something, but I want you to know it's because I love you. Don't quit, stay the course, and just pay attention. Remind them. And then when you pull back, if they start acting weird and you know that this is somebody that you really believe in, come on, like.
Wow. Goodness gracious. What do you think your greatest trait is?
My greatest what?
Your greatest trait.
I don't know how to quit.
You don't know how to quit.
My mama ain't teach me that one. She forgot to give me that lesson. I don't know how to quit. That's my greatest trait. I will not quit. Nothing gonna get me to quit. I don't care what you do, I ain't gonna quit. I may stumble, I may fall, I may check out for a little bit, I may be a little discouraged, but I ain't quitting. I'm gonna come back very strong. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all a shortcut to success. And I'm saying I ain't tell y'all this is for free. Whatever your goal is, find an accountability partner to hold you accountable to that goal. It may be your husband, your wife, your sister, your friends, social media. Tell people about it. The more accountability partners that you could create that'll make you embarrassed this time, the more you're going to say, they ain't about to embarrass. I ain't about to be embarrassed. Yeah. So if you want to lose weight or get some muscles and you want to prove to yourself that you mean it, take a picture, take your shirt off, post on social media and say, I'm committed this time. Let them see your shape just the way it is right now. So this challenge that I'm about to do is about to be a game changer. You know, I see me and my team on the cover of Forbes, you know, teaching the power of teamwork.
Come on.
You know, nothing happens great without a team. So I'm assembling a dope team that at the end of this, 5-day challenge, people are going to be able to truly know what it takes to be real Wi-Fi millionaires. Remember, there's a difference between a millionaire who has to go to a job, who's confined to a job, who got to wake up at a certain time, who got to be somewhere at a certain time. Like, I'm about to take this vacation for like the next 2 weeks. Mind you, this is how you know it's confirmation. Let me tell y'all this. I know I'm supposed to be doing this because prior to me even coming to the mastermind, I said I'm about to take 3 weeks off. And that's a lot of time off for somebody like me. And I said in those 3 weeks, I'm going to do whatever I feel like it. And that's before, and that's when I'm like, wait a minute, I could do whatever I want. I could afford whatever I want. If I want it, I pay for it. I don't have to show up nowhere. And it came together. So anybody that's watching this, especially y'all in the audience, I'm only working exclusively with 200 people. I'm going to work with, these 200 people to get them to 6 figures in 60 days. And if they go beyond, all you got to do is be consistent, visualization, imagination, having a burning desire. And for me, the third thing is also understanding work. If you listen and go to work and pay attention and take your next level serious, you could be a millionaire and a multimillionaire.